The food stamp COLA has been released for SNAP benefits, which are deposited onto EBT cards through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program for roughly 42 million low-income and fixed-income individuals and households all across the country. However, this raise will be impacting and increasing all benefits for all beneficiaries. However, not everybody is going to be getting the same amount, so I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how much the raise is on a percentage basis, as well as on a dollar-for-dollar basis, and what we can expect going forward, as well as when this increase will be hitting your benefits. We've got a lot to talk about here in this video. Let's jump into the details. Now, before we get into it any further, I want to point this out super fast. Everything I'm talking about here in this video directly pertains to the SNAP program, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, food stamps, EBT, food assistance, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're talking about. Now, I know that I just said COLA, not to be mistaken with the COLA for Social Security, SSDI, Survivors, Spousal, SSI, VA, RRB. We're not talking about that COLA, not at all, okay? I just want to make sure very clearly that we're talking about SNAP, food stamps, EBT here in this video, okay? Now, to be fair, I do talk about Social Security and all the benefits administered by Social Security literally daily here on the channel, but I just want to make it very clear, that's a totally separate COLA, totally different thing, okay? So the parameters around food stamps and the SNAP program and this COLA are totally different. The dollar amounts, the percentages, the activation, as in when it goes into effect, are all very, very different versus the other benefits I just mentioned. Anyway, you get it. Just want to make that very clear so there's no confusion around this. All right, so recently we got the new COLA raise. Yes, SNAP benefits also get a COLA each and every year. Well, okay, I should say most of the time, not all the time. For example, this year, fiscal year 2025, we basically got a 0% COLA. I mean, it was 0.3%, not even 1%, 0.3% is what we got this year for fiscal year 2025. So it's basically just 0, right? However, surprisingly, and again, I said this the other day in a separate video, I'm shocked that we actually got something here. I'm surprised, I can't believe it, that they're actually giving something here, because I thought for sure they would have said, no, there's no food inflation, therefore there's no COLA to food stamps. Well, either way, we're getting a little bit here. Okay, so stick with me on this. I'm going to point out a bunch of different details that I highlighted at the beginning of this video, and just tell you exactly everything you need to know about this. Okay, number one, the COLA for 2026, the fiscal year 2026, not the calendar year, the fiscal year, is, well, it depends. It's 2% for a household of 1, and then it goes down to 1.94% for a household of 4. So at the beginning of the video, when I said not everybody's going to get the same amount, that's what I mean by that. It's interesting because unlike the Social Security COLA, everybody just gets the same percentage. However, when it comes to SNAP benefits or food stamps, in this situation, for the maximum benefit amount, it's actually different. The COLA increase is actually different. So like I said, the increase for a household of 1 individual is literally a 2% increase. However, if you go out to a household of 4, it's a 1.94% increase. Figure that out, right? Doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't we just give everybody the same percentage across the board? But that's not how it works for this program, okay? Anyway, weird, I know, but this is just how it's set up. Okay, anyway, so you also heard me say just a minute ago, this is based on the 2026 fiscal year, not the calendar year. What do I mean by that? This goes into effect as of October, okay? So September, you're going to still get your 2025 allocation, whatever you were approved for and whatever you've been getting through the entire year of 2025. Since October of last year, you'll get that amount for September. However, in October, now is when the new dollar amount increases, okay? So just keep that into consideration, is that depending on what your dollar amount is, as in the benefit amount that you get, you will see a little bit of an increase. It's probably not going to be a whole lot, to be fair with you, okay? And again, the dollar amounts, as in the maximum dollar amounts, have also increased. That's what I'm basing the COLA raise on, is the maximum benefit amounts. So let me rattle off some numbers for you really quickly. In fact, just a few days ago, I had a separate video where I was talking about all the new maximum dollar amounts, but let me just point those out for you really fast here. I'll just reiterate really quickly here, and we'll talk about those details. Okay, so for a household of 1, it has actually gone up the maximum benefit by $6 from $292 to $298. It's a 2% increase, $6 more starting in October. For a household of two, it went from $536 to $546, a $10 increase per month as the maximum benefit, okay? Maximum. Just because these are the maximums does not mean that somebody's guaranteed the maximum. It means that's the max you can get, obviously, maximum. You get that. Okay, household of three was at $768 and now it's $785. That's a $17 per month increase for the maximum benefit a household of three. A household of four was at $975 for a maximum. It's now at $994. It's an increase of $19 per month, again, for the maximum, and that's a 1.94% increase, okay? So that's what that is. And again, these dollar amounts will go into effect as of October because that's the beginning of the new fiscal year. And SNAP benefits go by the fiscal year, not the calendar year, like Social Security and all the benefits administered by the Social Security Administration, okay? So that's what that is, okay? So anyway, it's not much, but considering, well, what we got this year for fiscal year 2025, it's actually turning out to be a bit better, right? Remember, I said at the beginning of the video, for fiscal year 2025, where we are right now, obviously September is the last month of the fiscal year for SNAP benefits. So anyway, starting October last year until through the end of September this year, the raise that we got was 0.3%, literally zero. Just call it zero. It's easier to say, okay? But anyway, now we're getting 1.94 to basically 2%. So it's a significantly higher raise if you look at it on a comparison basis. It's actually significantly higher, but on a dollar for dollar basis, it's actually not really the same, right? Now here's another thing I want to point out. I know that there's a number of you here in the community that receive these benefits that also get the minimum benefit. The minimum benefit also went up by $1. $23 has been the minimum for the last 3 years. It is now going up by $1 to $24. And again, I know that's nothing. $1 will do nothing for your life, but it's something. It's something, right? It's a dollar. Good luck doing something with that. Okay. Anyway, the new minimum benefit for 2026 fiscal year October is $24 now if you're getting the minimum. Okay. But you could be getting anywhere between the minimum and the maximum for your respective household size. Okay. So for an individual household, let me just point this out. You could be getting anywhere between $24 and $298 starting in October. And again, obviously not everybody gets the maximum. In fact, a lot of people don't get the maximum. But just consider about a 2% increase on whatever you're currently getting. So if you're getting $100 a month, you're going to get about $102, about a $2 increase. If you're getting about $200 a month, you'll get about $4 more per month. Again, roughly just using a simple rule of about a 2% increase across the board. Does that kind of make sense, right? And again, it's obviously all predicated on your own personal situation, your income as a percentage of the federal poverty line. There's a whole bunch of factors that go into that. People that are in your household, how many people are in your household, what are the ages of the people in your household, does somebody have a disability? There's also factors there. There's a lot of details around this, okay? Anyway, hope this helps you. Just want to point this out super fast for you. The new numbers, this all goes into effect, again, October. Just want to point that out quickly. And again, not to be mistaken with Social Security, SSDI, survivors, spousal, retirement, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB benefits. Not to be mistaken with any of those. Totally separate COLAs. All right, anyway, if you're currently on Medicare or if you will be turning 65 in the next, call it 6 months or so, join the other roughly 4,000 plus people here on the community that have called. That phone number right there to get some free help with your Medicare plan. 100% free. Give them a call. See what they can find for you. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. They've helped about 4,000 of you here in the community find better plans, get better coverages, make sure that you are properly covered, and save a ton of money. The average person calling that phone number is saving $1,100 of average savings. That's incredible. Anyway, after you talk to them, leave a comment down below on any video. Use the word chapter within your comment. That's the keyword I search for. And I'd love to give you a shout out in a future video and feature you in a community post. Anyway, if you know anybody currently on Medicare or turning 65, please do them a favor. Share that phone number with them. And it can also help them a ton. But also, after you share that with them, again, share that phone number, anybody you know on Medicare or turning 65 or retiring in the next 6 months or so. After you do that, leave a comment down below. Again, use the word chapter within your comment. Tell me who you shared it with, and then again, I'll give you a shout out and feature you in an upcoming video. All right, anyway, please subscribe if you're new here, 100% free, big subscribe button down below. Please share the video, big share button right down below. Otherwise, check out the nearly 6,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or popping up now. Check those out. Until next time, have a good one, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.